They say that's fake. Come on now. Come on, man. We working, man. It's a little hard work. You know? It ain't nothing.
Maybe this is the last fight for Crawford. And for Canelo, it's mean a lot for his fan in North America and South.
After their electrifying first fight, boxing fans have been eager to see Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez clash once again, believing the rematch would be even more thrilling. Ever since Turkey Alashik announced the fight, excitement around the boxing world has skyrocketed.
I could see it that way, because there is a lot of money involved, and the rematch would be huge. But especially
in a recent interview, Turkey Alashik stated that while fans loved the first fight, the upcoming rematch would be even more explosive. His comments have only fueled anticipation among fans and experts alike. The boxing community is buzzing with excitement, believing that the Canelo versus Crawford rematch will deliver another unforgettable spectacle for the sport.
Any different? Canelo said it himself, he couldn't figure it out. It was just, like I said, Crawford fought a perfect fight. I think both sides could make some adjustments, but I think
Canelo Alvarez, meanwhile, has already resumed training for the rematch, looking more focused and determined than ever. He's pushing himself harder each day, driven by the desire to avenge his loss. His training sessions are longer and more intense, reflecting his renewed hunger to reclaim victory. According to his team, Canelo is stronger, faster, and mentally sharper even at this early stage of preparation. They say he's fully locked in, motivated, strategic, and ready to take back what he believes is his.
¡Ánimo, cabrón! ¡Ánimo, Ale! Wake up, buddy! Huh? You want to be a champion? You need to train like a champion. Huh? A leader, huh? Uh-huh. Come on.
The big news is that Terence "Bud" Crawford has also returned to training, cutting short his celebrations after Turkey Alashik's announcement and Canelo's quick return to camp. The entire boxing world is watching closely as this rematch takes shape. Crawford understands that defeating Canelo the first time took immense skill, precision, and endurance, and he knows the Mexican superstar will come back smarter and more prepared. Determined not to be caught off guard, Crawford has already begun intense preparation for the rematch. He believes that hard work in the gym builds confidence and composure in the ring, no matter how powerful or experienced the opponent may be. But before diving into Crawford's intense training for the rematch, it's important to hear what some of boxing's sharpest minds have to say. Veteran trainer Robert Garcia recently shared his thoughts, admitting that Canelo will face a tough challenge trying to turn things around. He noted that Crawford's confidence and physical condition give him a strong edge, especially after already defeating Canelo once. Garcia praised Crawford's composure and precision in their first fight, calling it a masterful performance. He added that Bud's continued dedication and training makes it likely he'll deliver another dominant showing. According to Garcia, Crawford's momentum and self-belief make him the clear favorite heading into the rematch.
It's I don't think there's any excuses there. I think Crawford was much better, and we'll do the same in a rematch if it happens, even if he's healthy.
Boxing star Thurman also shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, noting that the stakes and the payday will be even bigger than the first fight. While some believe Crawford accepted the rematch purely for the money, Thurman disagrees. He believes Crawford's motivation runs deeper, that he's chasing legacy, not just a paycheck. Thurman explained that Crawford's first victory over Canelo was the defining moment of his career, but a second win would elevate him to an entirely new level of greatness. He emphasized that Crawford's focus seems to be on solidifying his place in boxing history rather than cashing in on fame and fortune.
Easy to say, oh, he's doing it for the money. He might be. But wait, what if he's doing it for legacy? Did you guys forget about legacy? Of course, money makes the world go round. But it's the legacy of a man that we remember.
However, Roy Jones Jr. offered a different perspective in his prediction, saying that Canelo still has a real chance to win if he makes the right adjustments. He advised Canelo to carefully study their first fight, learn from his mistakes, and focus on timing and precision in the rematch. But Jones also warned that if Canelo repeats the same errors and fails to fight strategically, he'll suffer another defeat. In the end, Roy concluded that Crawford already understands Canelo's weaknesses and, unless major changes are made, will likely beat him again with ease.
The absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6.
The next thing to discuss is how Crawford performed in camp. For most fighters, that level of success would be enough. They'd relax and enjoy the praise. But Crawford isn't like that. Even after a win, he replays every round in his mind, analyzing how he could have moved, punched, or finished better. Those close to him say he's his own toughest critic. He's not driven by money, fame, or attention, but by the pursuit of mastery and the need to prove to himself that he's the best fighter alive. Crawford trains with relentless focus and hunger because, in his mind, the job is never finished. Terence Crawford sees the idea of fighting Canelo Alvarez again as thrilling, not intimidating. Having already beaten one of the greatest fighters ever, he respects Canelo's power, speed, and precision, but is determined to approach the rematch differently. The challenge excites him because he expects Canelo to return sharper, angrier, and more dangerous. Crawford believes tough opponents bring out his best, and he'd rather face a hard fight than an easy one. This rematch is his chance to prove that his first victory came from true skill, not luck.
The only thing about this camp different than any other camp is I don't gotta cut muscle. I don't gotta, watch what I do in strength condition. I can, go fully all out, and just do.
There's a strong belief in Terence Crawford's camp that a rematch will happen, and this time, they don't want it to go the full 12 rounds. Unlike the previous fight, which was won through strategy and patience, this one feels different, more intense and decisive.
He's a damn good fighter. I love working with him. But if he say, let's go 2 or 3 more times, let's go 2 or 3 more times.
Many believe Canelo simply had an off night or that Crawford's win was too close to call, and Crawford's team is well aware of that. This time, their mindset has shifted. They want a definitive statement, not a debate. Their goal is to finish the fight before it reaches the judges, leaving no room for doubt. They're relying on Crawford's speed, precision, and control to deliver a clear and unforgettable victory.
Get it! Yeah, 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 move out the way! 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah! What you got? Yeah, 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 what you got?
Every fighter has a goal, a burning drive that pushes them through pain, exhaustion, and uncertainty. For Terence Crawford, that drive comes from respect, his humble beginnings, and the feeling of always being underestimated. He's fought his way up from nothing, facing rejection, setbacks, and doubt along the way. For him, it's more than just a job, it's personal. When he steps back into the ring with Canelo, it's about proving that greatness doesn't come from hype or headlines, but from hard work, passion, and determination. Crawford embodies all three. It's also important to note that Canelo Alvarez is working relentlessly to prepare for the rematch. Like Terence Crawford, he's focused and determined. What slipped away from him in their first fight is exactly what he's fighting to reclaim. The sting of that loss still fuels him. He admits he wasn't fully prepared before, and that regret continues to push him forward. This time, he refuses to leave anything to chance. He began training early to ensure he's ready in every way. Each day in camp reflects his discipline and drive. He trains hard, stays focused, and believes his effort will pay off. Canelo is giving his all, his time, energy, and heart. He knows the pain of losing something that matters deeply, and he's determined not to feel it again. Every move he makes now is aimed at ending the fight decisively and silencing all doubts. The most significant change in Canelo Alvarez is his mindset since the first fight. He's learned from his mistakes, become more patient with himself, and now moves with confidence and clarity. His eyes reflect hunger and determination, and his demeanor shows control and purpose. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, he's focused on what must be done right. Every day in camp is a chance to rebuild and reclaim what he lost. Canelo values every moment of training, knowing that each bit of progress brings him closer to redemption. When the rematch comes, he intends to be fully prepared to take back everything that slipped away. Finally, let's look at what the experts had to say about Canelo's first fight with Crawford and how they expect the rematch to unfold. Lennox Lewis was among the first to share his thoughts, praising Terence Crawford's performance from start to finish. He noted that while Canelo tried to set traps and land his power shots, Crawford's speed, timing, and fluid movement disrupted his rhythm and left him frustrated. Lewis said both fighters delivered a high-level boxing display filled with strategy, skill, and composure. Analyst Shanzadel also pointed out that Canelo started strong and was competitive through the first 3 rounds, but it was Crawford who used superior strategy and technique to take control as the fight went on. Canelo managed to land some clean shots early, keeping the score close after 10 rounds, but in the final 2 rounds, Crawford completely dominated. Shanzadel concluded that Crawford's powerful finish likely sealed the victory in the judges' eyes. Another respected analyst, Chiz the Grown-Up, said Canelo did everything possible to win, throwing some of his best punches, but Crawford's exceptional speed and defense neutralized them. He noted that Canelo kept pressing forward with determination, yet every time, but shut him down with precision. Chiz added that Crawford looked like an upgraded version of himself, faster, sharper, and more composed than ever before. He concluded that Crawford's confidence, timing, and adaptability mattered more than raw power or technique, proving just how much he's evolved and how dominant he was throughout the fight.
7th and 9th, and then he would take his foot off the gas, and I'm like, okay, now you're giving a reason for the judges to find a way to rob you for the bigger name fighter in Canelo. But then in 10, 11, I mean, the fight was really over in the 11th. He stood in the phone booth with Canelo, took some of those looping, old school Triple G type looping right hands over the top, those anchor shots, and he ate him no problem. Early, the left hooks to the body, they didn't slow him down. There's a few times Canelo got him where he wanted him to shell up inside.
Carl Froch also commented that Canelo's underwhelming performance ultimately cost him the fight. He noted that Canelo didn't perform at the level everyone expected, and although he entered as the favorite, his fans were devastated by the loss to Crawford. Froch pointed out that Canelo seemed to underestimate Crawford, assuming he could handle him as easily as previous opponents. That miscalculation proved costly, as Crawford's skill and toughness made it clear what happens when a fighter isn't given the respect he deserves. It was, Froch said, a painful and humbling defeat for Canelo.
First time I heard Canelo say there's nothing I could have done. He did everything. He's an everything man. Terence Bud Crawford not only outboxed him, he outfought him. When there were exchanges and they were throwing, he outfought him. And I'm going to tell you this. That was, when people say Canelo Alvarez, that wasn't the best, whatever, you can kiss my ass. That Canelo was good. I was thinking that Canelo tried everything. He even tried to hit him on top of me. Like Triple G. He tried everything. He tried to trade with him. There was shit he can do. And I saw Terence Crawford give...
John Ryder also praised Crawford's performance, calling his victory a spectacular display. He admitted that few expected Crawford to perform at such a high level, but the champion proved everyone wrong with his intensity and determination. Ryder said Crawford showcased nearly every aspect of boxing, using skill and strategy to silence his critics. His commitment in training and consistent growth deeply impressed Ryder, who admired how Crawford continues to deliver brilliant and unexpected wins, even as he moves up in weight. Reflecting on the same fight, Abel Sanchez highlighted Crawford's dominance from start to finish. He admitted that many, including himself, believed Crawford would slow down after the early rounds, but instead, Crawford stayed sharp and mentally locked in the entire time. Sanchez said Canelo was never able to dictate the pace or impose his usual style. Crawford controlled the fight from the opening bell to the final moment, making the victory entirely his.
But it wasn't enough. Terence Crawford was able to catch and counter. He was landing a sneaky uppercut from the southpaw stance. He was dominating behind his jab, and then when Canelo stuck it on him, he was dominating up close in the pocket. He was beating him at his own game. Canelo Alvarez must have been fuming in there. He must have thought to himself, what can I do? He couldn't do anything. He needed to pick up the pace, put the pressure on, and sustain the attacks. And I don't want to take anything away from Terence Crawford, but Canelo Alvarez couldn't do that. He couldn't do it for long enough. Crawford looked like he could have done 20 rounds in there tonight at that pace, the way he was dictating and controlling. And Canelo Alvarez was getting marked up, he was breathing heavy, he was getting tired, he was...
Overall, the boxing world is buzzing with excitement over the upcoming rematch, and the anticipation has only grown as both fighters return to their training camps. Fans are expecting a spectacular showdown, perhaps even greater than the first. Crawford supporters are confident their champion will once again prove his dominance and secure another victory. Meanwhile, Canelo's loyal fans, though heartbroken after his last loss, have regained hope after seeing his renewed focus and determination in training. They believe he'll come back sharper, stronger, and ready to reclaim his throne. So what do you think about this rematch? Is it the right move for both fighters? Or should they have taken different paths? Who are you backing this time? Canelo seeking redemption, or Crawford looking to repeat his triumph? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your passion for boxing inspires us to keep bringing you the latest and most exciting updates. Stay tuned for more.